Dr. Alam, you're alive.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for joining. This is Dr. Khalid Alam, Chair, Nomination and Election Committee. I welcome you to the first and only President-elect Candidates Debate 2023. We are here because in about a month from now, you, the APPNA family, will elect one of these two highly qualified candidates for the most coveted, the top position in APPNA, that's the President-elect. So all of you, welcome. Before I go into the format of the debate, I would like to thank Nick Su, who works day in and day out and helps us arrange all these meetings. Nick, thank you for this meeting that you have arranged very nicely. I would also like to thank APPNA Council, which I forgot to thank last time, who elected me and my fellow colleagues and assigned us with one task to conduct this election in a fair, impartial, and transparent manner. And we are striving very hard to accomplish that goal. Thank you, esteemed APPNA Council. Now I'd like to thank our most affable president, Dr. Arshad Rehan, who has given me unprecedented, unparalleled support, complete autonomy for me and my committee to do our work. Dr. Arshad Rehan, thank you for joining. And if you could be please kind enough to say a few words.
बहुत शुक्रिया Dr. Khalid Alam, Sadiq, the whole NEC. I think the NEC this year has been doing a wonderful job. This meeting is about two candidates. I can tell you both of them are highly qualified. The election so far has been going on in a great spirit. And I thank the candidates for the president-elect position, as well as the BOD candidates for running their campaigns in a nice way. And thank you, NEC, for organizing this debate and for conducting the elections. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Arshad Rehan. And I would be delinquent in my job if I failed to mention my fellow committee members who have done a tremendous, amazing job. Sometimes within 4 hours of notice, they drop everything and make themselves available for our urgent meetings. I know they have work, they have family life, other responsibilities, and I'm so proud of them. Starting with my fellow co-chair, Dr. Sophia Janjua, who has always helped me streamline the process. Dr. Sadiq Naveed, who is one of our panelists today. He's our IT expert. IT has been my nemesis. So whenever I get into trouble, I ask Dr. Sadiq Naveed to bail me out, and he has done a fabulous job. He's one of our panelists. Dr. Asim Chauhan is next. He has been in every single meeting since the inception of NEC. Thank you, Dr. Asim Chauhan. Dr. Nadeem Faruqi, he joins us. He speaks to the point, does not like to beat about the bush, very focused, Dr. Nadeem Faruqi. Dr. Amanullah Pathan, who has an incredible talent and so much credibility. I learn a lot from him every day. Dr. Raheel Khan, he is our expert on the APPNA bylaws. So whenever we get in fixed with bylaws, he helps us out. Dr. Amana Nasir, who is the youngest member in our team, brings in fresh ideas, challenges us to think out of the box. Dr. Amana Nasir has been a valuable member. And last but not the least are my predecessor, Dr. Ashraf Sabahat, who has been of great help, and wow, what a big shoe to fill. So thank you all. Now, with this, I would like to introduce you with our two candidates, the reason why we are here, to listen to them, to listen to their mission and their vision. I'd introduced those candidates in a blast email in an alphabetical order, and we like to be very impartial and fair. So I'll introduce them in reverse alphabetical order this time, starting with Dr. Humera Qamar from Ocala, Florida, graduate of Allama Iqbal Medical College, year 1987. Applause for Dr. Humera Qamar. Dr. Humera Qamar, if you say a few words so you can be up.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Can you hear me? Khalid?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Humera Qamar. And now I'd like to introduce Dr. Joseph Emanuel from Sacramento, California, graduate of Jinnah Sindh Medical University, class of 1984. Dr. Joseph Emanuel, applause for him.
Thank you, Dr. Alam, for a kind introduction. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, both of you. Looking forward to this great debate. The format of the debate is very simple. It is designed by your own nomination and election committee with obviously input from the candidates. The duration of the debate will be 60 minutes. 4 minutes would be given for the opening statement, 3 minutes for the closing statement, and 3 minutes to answer the questions. And I hope that the candidates will answer the question less than 3 minutes, and Dr. Sadiq Naveed would not have to interrupt them. Also, I'm hoping that there would no reason for rebuttal. It would be a very cordial, collegial debate. But if it comes to that point, it would be only 1 minute for rebuttal if that happens. But I'm hoping and praying there are no rebuttals needed. Dr. Sadiq Naveed, like always, would be our timekeeper. He'll keep the microphone on when the candidates are answering their question or speaking, and the mics will be turned off when its if their turn has expired. He will give a warning, a buzzer warning if it's working, otherwise a verbal warning about 20 seconds prior to the expiration of time limit. The questions for the debates have been sent to us by the members, and our nomination election committee. I reviewed them. I was the one who picked them out, the final questions. Initially, our plans was to withhold the questions from the candidates, but during our meet and greet session with them during the summer meeting, they requested that the questions be shared with them prior to the debate. They were unanimous in that request, and we complied. And so to let you know that these questions have been shared with them about 3-4 days prior to the debate. The moot point is who goes first, who goes second is not that important, but we'll still try and be very fair, alphabetical order, reverse alphabetical order, so that nobody feels that we are not impartial. With this, the lady and the gentleman, are you ready to joust in the debates?
Yes.
So let's go for it. I will ask for the opening statement, and this would be in reverse alphabetical order. Dr. Humera Qamar, you have 4 minutes for your opening statement. The floor is yours, Dr. Humera Qamar.
Thank you very much, Khalid, and thank you, NEC, for arranging this Zoom meeting and Zoom debate. I appreciate all of your efforts, and I appreciate all the NEC members. And then I appreciate the President APPNA, Dr. Arshad, and I also want to thank Nick So, who's always available to all of us. So here goes. My dear APPNA family, Assalamu alaikum and greetings from Florida. First of all, congratulations to all Pakistanis for winning such a decisive cricket match against India today. It made us all happy. Ladies and gentlemen of APPNA, I humbly present myself to you as candidate President-elect APPNA 2024. My association with APPNA spans over 2 decades. I first became a lifetime member of APPNA in 2003. And when I first started attending APPNA meetings, I took the initiative of arranging fashion shows for little kids, including my own, during APPNA summer convention, and hence became known as the fashion show auntie among the kids and their families. APPNA has been my adopted family since then. Based on my experience and commitments, I was chosen to serve in several committees over the years, a role which I've cherished and I've learned a lot from. I have served on following committees, but not the only committees, but some of the major committees I served on was Social Welfare and Disaster Relief Committee, Medical Corps Committee, of which I was a co-founder, Finance Committee, Hotel Selection Committee, Harmony and Engagement Committee to liaison with non-APPNA Pakistani origin organizations in North America, Membership Committee, Publications Committee, to name a few. I'm also the founding president of Women Physicians of APPNA, an organization that was started in 2008, which provided an excellent platform for women physician members of APPNA to network and do social welfare projects. I was also the treasurer, secretary, and president of Florida chapter. I was a treasurer and member at large of my alumni APPNA, member of the first APPNA medical mission to Bangladesh for Rohingya refugees in 2016. And last but not the least, I was the treasurer of APPNA during the 2021 year, during which tenure I presented and got unanimous approval of APPNA budget twice, saved APPNA considerable money by renegotiating the investment fees, revised and improved APPNA's financial policy, started healthcare benefits for APPNA permanent employees, took the initiative of moving some of the money from lifetime endowment fund to the operational fund to make ends meet, because we were in the red in the beginning of the year, ended the year with the solid black in APPNA finances, and hence were able to return the money back to the endowment fund. These were not easy tasks, but which I took on, and I'm proud to say that I handled the situation well. And I also want to let you know that during my tenure in the EC, I did not miss a single EC or council meeting, hence fulfilling my role with dedication and commitment. Dear members, my vision for APPNA is simple. I want APPNA to be recognized internationally as an organization par excellence, with stellar work in the areas of medical education, philanthropy, advocacy, young physician mentorship, and above all, promotion of human rights in dignity and USA. I categorically want to say that I support all organizations that work for human rights in Pakistan. I want an organization that is devoid of prejudice and discrimination based on race, gender, and language, thus carrying on the outstanding work started by the founding members of APPNA, for which we are eternally grateful. I'm here to share the covenant of truth and trust with you all. The truth is that I'm a selfless candidate, and that I want you to trust me to carry out my job with the utmost integrity and commitment and honesty. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Humaira Qamar. Now the floor is yours, Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, your 4 minutes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alam, and esteemed members of Nomination Election Committee. This is my honor to present yourself, APPNA member, as a candidate for APPNA President-elect. I know this is your family time. You're giving us at least 1 hour to listen to us. I'm very grateful for that. I'm Dr. Joseph Emmanuel. I'm the graduate of Sindh Medical College, Jinnah Medical University, we can say that. In '84, I was graduate from there. I joined APPNA after meeting the legend of APPNA, Dr. Arif Muslim. He's my family friend for years. He's also a neighbor in New York. He's a great person. I admire his dedication for APPNA, and inspired me to do whatever I can do for APPNA. I give credit to all Arif Muslims. I joined APPNA in 1997 as an annual member. I was elected president of Sindh Medical College in 2007. I served APPNA Executive Council in 2007 under the leadership of Dr. Nadeem Qazi. Before that, I served with Dr. Rashid Praja in 2006. I learned a lot of things that how APPNA runs in Executive Council. I was member of Research Committee in 2008, member of Resource Committee as a co-chair Research Committee with the Nasir Qureshi in 2009. 2010, I was the member of Membership Committee under the Dr. Sophia Njanjua. She was the chair. 2013, I was given the task to lead APPNA as a chair of Membership Committee. 2013 was milestone year in APPNA under the Dr. Javed Sulman presidency. Me and Javed are friends like a brother for years. we work together just for the growth of APPNA. And since still Javed is working, and I admire his courage and the spirit to help APPNA. You have seen Dr. Javed in summer meeting. I'm very happy to see him back again. So we started 2013, we have very low membership. We added 700 life members by reducing the lifetime dues. It brought $1.2 million in endowment fund, and it has grown up to $4 million. And Dr. Umara Kamal has mentioned she has to take money from that endowment fund interest, $150,000 at the rainy day in COVID-19. 2021, and they also took money in 2020. This is the vision we had. I was given charge again as a membership committee under Nasser Qureshi presidency in 2016. 2018, I was the chair of publication committee under Dr. Zafar Ahmed. So you see, I have extensive experience leading APPNA different committees. In 2021, I'm grateful to all APPNA members. You elected me across the board as a treasurer of APPNA. That was a milestone in my life. I worked with the extreme intelligent people of Dr. Durrani, Dr. Arshad Rehan, Dr. Asif Rahman, Dr. Rizwan Khalid. We made a big difference as a team, a united team, very cohesive. We put our egos and our differences on. And I was the chair of 22 finance committee and the treasurer, and we did a great job. Thank you. I'll stop here.
Thank you, Dr. Joseph Emmanuel. And now we move on to the next segment in our debate, the questions. And like I said, I'll be the one asking all the questions. My colleague, Dr. Sophia Janjua, has some other pre-commitments, and she's also on call. She's a gastroenterologist, busy schedule. So she might be in and out. So I'll be asking all the questions, so you'd have to bear with me. So first question would be for Dr. Humaira Qamar. So we'll let Dr. Emmanuel to just recoup from his 4 minutes statement. So Dr. Humaira Qamar, the first question for you is from one of our members. His name is Dr. Naveed Bari. And he wanted me to ask both of you that the board of directors has been in place for more than a year. And where do you think that the board of directors fell short? And what would you have done differently if you were to be elected as the president of APPNA? Humaira Qamar, you have 3 minutes to answer that question.
Dr. Humaira, you're muted, so please unmute yourself.
Okay. Better? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you for the question, Khalid. And so the thing is, at this point, it is hard for me to say in a very honest fashion how the new board of directors structure has impacted APPNA so far. As you all know, this new cable was approved in 2021 and then started getting implemented in 2022, last year. And it was a completely new document for the organization. And as you are aware that any major organizational structure change takes time to get implemented and to even be understood by the members and the office bearers to kind of get to the point where everybody feels comfortable and they take out all the, kinks and everything. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a little bit early for me to say that I like the structure of the board of directors, the election that happens, the general election that happens in electing board of directors. As you're aware, that initially there used to be board of trustees, which was not a general election. So whenever you promote democracy and more openness, the members feel more empowered and they feel more comfortable. So there's no question that this part is good, that the board of directors, but there are so many other aspects to the cable, which obviously I don't have the time right now to get into. Those all will become clear in due course of time. So in short, the structure that has been implemented is brand new. It's working its way through kinks. We are all on board. It is a democratic organization. It was democratically approved. And we will continue to work towards improving the document and towards improving the role of the board of directors, which are currently in the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Humaira Qamar. Now, Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, the same question for you, and you have 3 minutes.
Thank you for question. It's very good question for that person who started working as new BOD, new system in 2022. I'm very thankful to Dr. Jam who is to implementing this cable, which was needed for years. Even it was challenged by someone, but we able to prevail because we followed the rules and regulations. And instead of going to the court, we resolved it in court of arbitration with binding. That was great achievement. I experienced it because I was part of it. We delivered in 2022 with great results. We have 1 million profit from all meetings. Our spring meeting was great. 215,000 was profit. And I encourage to admire all those people who are responsible for that gain. In summer meeting, it was fantastic. We have profit about 385,000. We have $1.28 million just for sponsorship and sales of both and all meetings. Our international meetings were very successful and very profitable. Egypt meeting was very good, 45,000. Iran was, we have wonderful 3 batches we sent to Iran. And it was very successful, $150,000 we gained from there. So all over, we have $1 million. From there, we also raised $1 million just as a board of director for Social Welfare Disaster Relief Committee and built the 500 homes for the victim of Pakistan. I think we admire the services of Dr. Sajid Chaudhry as the chair of it and our whole BOD, including our president and all our. So that's a great milestone. So his system is working. Only thing is that we need little change in BOD. We need to have elected treasurer and secretary. It should not be assigned. It should be elected. And there is one post which will be left for BOD every year. We can use a NAMA graduate or a female graduate as a reserve seat. This is I want to change. That's only difference. Otherwise, the system is working very fair, perfect. And I admire all the effort we have done in 2020 and 2023 has been done. 23 is very fantastic year. Just attended summer meeting at I think one of the most successful meeting I ever saw and attended. And I congratulate Dr. Arshad, all the team, but they did a great job. And I think APPNA future is very bright and we're in the right track by adding this board of directors system. And I think it should be continued. It needs improvement a little bit, but I think this is a very major success. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Excellent answers by both of you. We dive into our next question, which is regarding a lack of implementation of great ideas. We go to all these meetings, the strategic meeting, last board of directors debate came up with excellent ideas, but I feel that implementation of those great ideas has been at best lackadaisical, and continuity from one leadership to another has been lacking. So if you're elected, what would you do different to have implementation in process and ideas, great ideas implemented? I'll start with Humaira Qamar for you, 3 minutes.
Thank you, Khalid. So I agree with you that this has always been a problem in APPNA, that the institutional memory is lacking in certain committees. As you know, as you're all aware, that every year when a new president takes charge, that is one of the criticisms I hear from members about APPNA, is that they want the EC to be elected for 2 years instead of 1, exactly addressing what you're saying, that that things don't get done in 1 year. So in my humble opinion, the simple solution is that the backbone of the work really is done by different committees of APPNA under the leadership of APPNA president. That's been the traditional model. And the vision, the president imparts his vision or her vision to the committees. They work through the vision, everybody's hands-on. But what's lacking is the lack of institutional memory. So I think some of that has been modified in the current cable that was implemented. The NEC, like you guys, a committee has been elected for 2 years. Ethics and grievance is longer. Finance committee is longer. So some work is being done towards correcting this. But I think we should continue that for the rest of the committees also, that every committee, no matter how long the president stays, which will be obviously 1 year, but the committees should be allowed to perform in an overlapping fashion. Here's an example. So once a committee gets selected by the president of, let's say 2024, I'm the president-elect, I'm working with the president-elect 23, and I'm so the president of 23, and we work together as a team, and he proposes or she proposes, actually Dr. Mohyuddin will propose some names, and I propose some names, and we come upon a team which will carry over for at least 2 years. And then similar thing happens when, the next president is leaving office, they work with the next president and they get their nominees inducted into the committees. So then there is always an overlap, and that overlap works towards bridging that gap that, okay, so the project that was started in a certain year, if it doesn't get done in 1 year, the next year there is another, leftover memory and people finish that. That is the key. That is the key. And the most important thing is to work with cooperation. If we work with mutual cooperation and we help each other out, one role of the board of directors that I see, which I think in my mind can be implemented in the future, is in response to your first question, is that the board of directors can divide up the different committees, because they're there for 2 years, right? And then they can decide and say, okay, this is what these committees I take care of, this committee, and then that also helps with the institutional memory. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Humera Qamar. And Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, the same question for you, 3 minutes.
The implementation of good ideas is very important for the growth of our organization. I promise you, when I'll be elected as a president of APPNA president-elect 24 25, I will continue the implementation of good ideas, even good projects. I just want to give you an example of it. I've been involved in APPNA the last 25 years. I saw a lot of presidents came and gone. I helped them, many of them, to win the elections, and I worked with them very closely. But this started some good project which was gone after they finished their term. I think this is unfortunately, initially when I was asked to run for the APPNA president, so I asked them, 1 year or 2 years is not enough. I need 4 years presidency to do some job. That was my thought. But now I'm contesting, and it will be 2 years, and will continue to work with all the previous project which started. I just want to make a promise that I will continue the good job Dr. Durrani has started, the building of the homes for flood victims. I will continue that. It's a very noble cause, noble work he did. And he placed like 500 families who are victim of flood in a permanent housing. आपको पता है कि अगर वो 500 लोग, 500 फैमिली आपके लिए दुआ करेंगे, वो दुरानी के लिए नहीं करेंगे या जोसेफ के लिए नहीं करेंगे, वो दुआ करेंगे APPNA के लिए. I want to continue that. So this is a good project. If Dr. Arshad will start a new project, I will support it, inshallah. When I was a president, and I will continue to work of Dr. Asam Mohyuddin, who is a great friend of mine. I think we have same mindset, and we will do better for this country, and this not only Pakistan, United States, and APPNA. I finished here.
Thank you, Dr. Joseph Emmanuel. Great answers by both of you. We go to our third question, and which is, again, Humera Qamar, you'd be the first one to answer that. And that question is, we have 2 distinguished candidates, and it's excellent ideas, very impressive resume. And I, as a voter, please convince me, why should I vote for you and not for Dr. Joseph Emmanuel? The floor is yours, 3 minutes.
Thank you, Khalid, for this very difficult question. So here's my brief answer. I have no doubt my colleague, Dr. Emmanuel, is a great psychiatrist and a great APPNA member. I hold him in high esteem. But as far as I'm concerned, the reason I'm better equipped to lead the organization is because I just enumerated the different committees I worked on, my length of active participation in APPNA, every year being on a different committee, being the president of the chapter, working in my alumni, starting a brand new organization, APPNA, and sustaining it through the years, working as a treasurer, learning the APPNA is like a kaleidoscope, and you have to learn how these different parts, aspects of APPNA work together. And I feel like I have the required experience to be able to do that more so, number one. Number two, in my professional life, I'm a pediatrician. I've had my own practice in Ocala, Florida for the last 25 years. And when I first started with a young family, and I've taken it through the years, now it's a huge multi-provider pediatric practice with thousands of patients. I participate in numerous, PPOs and ACOs in Ocala. I'm on the board of different ACOs. I know the financial aspect of running a huge organization. Especially, I'm on the board for the Department of Religion in University of Florida, and we do fundraising. So I know how to do fundraising for non-for-profit organizations. I started Pakistani American Cultural Society in 2010 in Central Florida, where I am, which showcased our culture, rich Pakistani culture, to the local population, and our kids participated in that, and that imparted them with a sense of pride and belonging. I also started a group called Gainesville Interfaith Forum in 2010. I don't know if anybody remembers, but there was Terry Jones, a pastor in one of the local churches, was very bitter, and he started burning Quran publicly, and that set off this huge commotion in the community, and there was national and international attention on where I am. So I started a group called Gainesville Interfaith Forum, in which I reached out to all the different religions. We reached out to Jews and Christians and different Christian churches, and Judaism and Sikhs and Hindus, and we all started a group called Gainesville Interfaith Forum, in which all we did was we sat around a table, we talked to each other, and we
20 seconds.
educated each other about what is it about the religion, our religion. So that education helped bridge the gap. So hence my extensive experience over spanning so many years with different non-for-profits and for-profits. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Humaira Qamar. Same question for you, Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, 3 minutes.
Thank you for that very simple question. This for APPNA membership. I don't have to educate them what I did in last 25 years. They know my resume. I have a very strong leadership quality and achievements for APPNA, which is fundamental for the growth of APPNA. APPNA has 46 years. I served APPNA for the last 25 years. I'm most experienced candidate ever running for the APPNA president, except I can add on one more name, and my dear friend, Dr. Mubashir Rana. There's only one person who has chair of different committees, maybe little one more or two more than me, than myself. I'm not a member. I chaired it. Somebody wrote, I'm not will do candidate, I has done candidate. So difference is totally obvious. I'm the better candidate than Dr. Humaira Qamar, my friend, my sister. I called her sister because she called me brother. And I want to mention to you, Dr. Humaira Qamar, when she was contesting for treasurer, I have supported her and make her winner. Even she was down for some reason, I called her, I said, don't worry, I'm with you. And I made her winner. It's not me, my whole group supported her, and she won only one election that we supported her. I admire her services, and I admire the courage to keep fighting one and another, but still I'm a better candidate. I'm running on my record. I'm running on my record, my achievement. And I want to make APPNA a diverse organization. This is the time that APPNA should be a diverse organization, inclusive organization. I can bring all the people who are not part of APPNA. I want to bring people from minorities. There's a lot of minority physicians who are not interested in APPNA. I will be a symbol of inclusiveness and diversity, and it will enhance the image of Pakistan in the United States and world. This is a big difference. APPNA cannot, Dr. Qamar cannot offer that. I can offer it. I have a strong moral value and ethical value. You can present me as a proud president of APPNA. APPNA president is a prestigious job. If I have some issues with my ethics and moral, I won't even contest that because I don't want to put my membership down. You can trust me. You can present me as a proud president of APPNA. You can say, listen, who's the president? We have so tolerant people, we have educated people, we elected Joseph Emmanuel our president. It will happen. You elected me in treasurer 2021, and I was presented proudly to the US official undersecretaries, Homeland Security. So this is I want, and this is APPNA is getting, and I hope they will elect me as a president, and I will be president 2024, elect and 20.
Your time is up.
Thank you, Dr. Emmanuel. You'll get more chance to in your.
Let's say something, Dr. Khalid.
Okay, 1 minute for rebuttal. So there's first rebuttal, but Dr. Joseph Emmanuel would also have 1 minute if he has to. Go ahead, Dr. Maracama.
Thank you so much. I really want to appreciate my friend, Dr. Emmanuel, for supporting me and making me win. Like he just mentioned, I would not have won for treasurer if he had not supported me. My humble request to him is that since his support is required for me to win, according to him, maybe he will support me this year so I can win again. And I will be eternally grateful to him for that. Thank you so much, Joseph, for that. Number two, talking about minorities is a very important point that my friend raised. For me, women are a minority in APPNA too. One of the questions that I want to discuss, and I'm sure you'll give me the opportunity, is how to empower more women to bring them into leadership positions. And definitely I agree with him that we need to have more religious minorities being there. But I think, in my humble opinion, Dr. Emmanuel needs a little bit more time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Maracama. If there's no further rebuttal from Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, we move on to the next question, and you can always use your time to answer some previous question too. Next question is that we have a significant number of Pakistani descent physicians who went to medical school in the United States, and they are not currently members of, majority of them are not currently members of APPNA. If you elected, what would you do to bring them within the APPNA folds? Again, starting with Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, because Dr. Maracama just spoke, so let her rest a little bit. Unmute yourself, Dr. Joseph, if we can't hear you.
By Sadak Nui. So I want to say thank you very much for asking this question. This is a very personal question for me. The reason is my son, I have only one son, and he's a NAMA graduate. I can answer you what they feel about us. I talked to him recently. Somebody said, listen, bring some humor. I love my wife, Mona, and I take advice from her most of the time, but when I need political advice, I take from my son, Abraham. So he said, Dad, first of all, APPNA should be avoiding the negativity. He received a recent email, and it's not pleasant. They drive these people, the negative campaigns, the negativity. Every year there's negative emails before election should stop. The lawsuits was also very negative. So these people drive them away. They're born in America. They have American culture, little bit Pakistani culture. But they're Americans. They thought like Americans. They're very straightforward people. They're very intelligent. You have to offer them what APPNA, what APPNA can offer them. So when I asked him, what you think, what we can do for you, he said that we need a leadership development course. There's no medical school curriculum provide that course. Only Harvard University do it. So APPNA can provide that. They have issue of dealing with stress management, burnt out issues. We can provide that. They need help in shelf exams and the board exam when they're medical students. They need help. And as a president, I will do that. I will make the ad hoc committee for the medical students, NAMA medical students, and the NAMA graduates to deal with this issue. We can use our very good program. We have MERIS program, we have YPC program, we have research committee. We can provide that education. We can provide the lectures, the courses, that guidance to medical students. Now, we will start getting them from the root cause when they were medical students. They don't like our desi music. They like the hip hop music. They don't like our biryani. They like burgers and pizzas. Why not? Let them have their own entertainment. Let them have their own food. Bring them in. They want to come. APPNA needs NAMA. NAMA is the future of this. APPNA is a fresh blood. We need it. And I want to do it, whatever I can do it to bring it in. And I'm very thankful to all the children of my friends who become, who are NAMA graduates and they become
20 seconds.
Members of APPNA. to vote for Dr. Joseph Emmanuel Uncle. So I'm very grateful for all the NAMA graduates who are listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Manuel. Dr. Marakamar, your turn, 3 minutes.
Thank you so much, Khalid. So here's my 2 cents. First of all, yes, the kids growing up in this country are not just, I disagree with Joseph. He's saying they're just Americans. No, they're American Pakistanis. So they're straddling 2 identities. And so it is imperative that we make them a part of the conversation. They need to come and take over. There are 2 main committees that deal with young people in our organization, YPC, Young Physician Committee, which deals with the medical graduates and so on. And then there is a Young Professional Network, Young Professional Committee, Network Committee, YPN, which has to do with more social aspects like matrimonial aspects and so on. So I think we need to give the reign of these committees to younger people who are born and raised in this country, who are straddling the identity of Pakistan and America. They can be eating burgers, they can be eating biryanis, we don't care, but they need to be in charge. They need to be in charge of the rhetoric. They need to be in charge of what they want from us. As president, I will invite them to the table. They will be part of the decision makers. So that when the YPN event, matrimonial event happens, it will not be controlled by aunties. It will be carried out by these young people. They will tell us, they will set the tone. And this is what's lacking in APPNA. We sometimes as parents feel like we know what's best for the kids. No, these kids are very smart. They're growing up in this country. And it's not just for physician kids. My daughter is an attorney in public defender in New York. She can bring tons of her friends to become part of APPNA. So we need to diversify, make them have lawyers committees. Dr. Shahid Sheikh's daughter has started this lawyers committee within APPNA. So this is what we need to do. We need to diversify, get them interested, get them to be on the table, let them take reign of what they want and how they want to set the tone. And I'm sure that they can then get more involved and get more invested and then become more actively involved in APPNA in various capacities. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Humera Kamar. We move on to our next question.
Dr. Adam, Dr. Emmanuel has raised hand. Maybe he wants to do a rebuttal.
A rebuttal? Okay, Dr. Emmanuel, you have 1 minute for rebuttal, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. The thing is that whatever we say, they're Pakistani descent, but they're living and born in American culture. My son is proud Pakistani. He born in APPNA actually. He came to meetings, most of the meetings. He loved APPNA. And I won't be surprised that one day he will be working as an APPNA foot soldier again. We need to understand their culture. We need to understand the language they're speaking. We have to offer a very positive. If you don't offer anything, you can ask this question year and after year that there will be no result. And I'm very glad we brought Dr. Tayyib Rana as a BOD. And I supported him to win the election after defeating him, but I brought him in.
And seconds.
It happens that we have sold out NAMA in a meeting this year. This is the change we are doing.
Your time is up.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Emmanuel. Dr. Humera Kamar, I'll ask you the next question. Both of the candidates, actually all the candidates, I had some reservation during our meet and greet meeting about the restrictions placed against canvassing, and they thought that the pendulum has swung from one extreme to another, and it's it needs to be tweaked a little bit. So if elected, what is your vision? How do you want to tackle the election campaigning process that we have gone, in your opinion, from one extreme to another? The floor is yours, Dr. America. 3 minutes.
Thank you, Khalid. So basically, of course, I agree with you that there needs to be a change, not in the way we conduct the election. That seems to be fine. But in the following things I propose are, number one, the time frame of the election has to be clearly identified and revised. As if you read the NEC bylaws written in the cable, it says that the election season starts from January 1. Most of the people who are going to run that year don't even know they're going to run in January 1. So that is wrong. So the time frame has to start. I would recommend starting it from maybe April 1st, and it runs all the way till August 31st or whenever the election ends. So number one, clarify that, please, and make it more realistic. Number two, yes, I completely agree that the gag order that has been placed on candidates preventing us from reaching out to the membership has done a tremendous disservice to APPNA, not only to the candidates, but to the members. Remember, Pakistan is APPNA is a ethno-professional organization. We cannot take out the ethnic part from this organization. That's why people love coming to APPNA and connecting with their friends, because they get the culture. So our culture is that people want to be called. I have had people tell me after the election ended, "Oh, तुमने तो मुझे फोन ही कभी नहीं किया, मैं कैसे तुम्हें वोट डालता या तुम्हें वोट डालती." So it's very hard for me to explain to them that, look, मैं तो करना चाहती थी, but I have a gag order, I can't call you. So that personal connection that we miss out on, and I'm not kidding, when I've ran all these years I've run, the most interesting that happens to me is when I talk to the membership. I learned so much. I talk to the older gentlemen and ladies, whoever the primary people starting the APPNA, and they give me pieces of history, and they tell me how it started and what they used to do and what they have done for APPNA. It's tremendous. I'm so proud of the people who started this organization and have brought it forward to this point where we can all sit around and be, so nonchalant about these things. But it took a lot of hard work. So that part of history interaction is completely been taken away from us. So please change that. You should be, a membership list should be given to the candidates. They should be allowed to review it and approve it. That's what used to happen. When I ran in 2020, we were given lists and we could approve, we were supposed to approve and disapprove them. That doesn't happen anymore. Number three, when you take the gagging away, then it will benefit the membership also. They get to hear our voice, and that we can tell them, okay, who we are and what we want to achieve. So please revise the time frame, make it less restrictive, and definitely allow phone calls, one phone call per candidate per member. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Humera Qamar. Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, you had similar sentiments. It's your time to vent out your frustration so we can listen and hopefully, improve. We are all in the process of improving.
You have to mute yourself.
The thing is that, on this question, I think me and Dr. Qamar will be mostly agreeing. When they put this code of conduct, whatever the reason was, I think they want to make a short campaign. They want to make easy for the candidate. They don't have to spend millions or hundreds of $1,000s for the campaign. So I appreciate that, the idea behind it, but it's too restrictive. I feel that they took my freedom of speech. I feel that I'm running for Communist Party, China Communist Party, not the APPNA. I cannot contact my voters. They're not giving me a voter list. How can I reach to my voter? What I can tell them, they want to hear. We are living in Pakistani culture, and they want respect. At giving them a call one time even, or texting them, asking their vote is a respect to giving to voters. We should be allowed to do those things. Why we were restricted? We are not intervening their privacy by testing a text. I understand that the phone call at 2 a.m. is not appropriate, but this is the responsibility of the candidate. But I say when I signed the code of conduct, so I need to avoid that. If I say I'm not going to make a phone call, I'm not making phone calls, but I'm restricted. I cannot convey my message. On contrary, my extreme opponent, she's calling everybody and telling what she wants. I'm not allowed. So I don't mind, I didn't complain about her, because I agree that we should be allowed to make a phone calls. We should be allowed to contact our members, to give them respect and let them make an informed decision. If they don't let us do this APPNA, this emails, this election campaign is meaningless. I hope they will change the bylaws. The one thing you can do is remove this bylaws, conduct of conduct from the bylaws and give to the election nomination committee, and they can tailor every year according to need. It should not be part of bylaws. And I heard from the current president, they want to do it, and hopefully it will be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, I think Humera Qamar has a rebuttal. So 1 minute for rebuttal, Dr. Humera Qamar.
Thank you, Khalid. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to thank, my opponent, Dr. Emmanuel. Just a quick note that he said that I've been calling and he has not been calling. So I wanted to correct the record, because this is a recorded debate. So if he's not calling, then somebody who says he's Joseph Emmanuel has been calling people that I've heard about. So maybe it's some impersonator. I'm not sure. Or his opponent, his supporters have been calling. One of the things we get when we sign the code of conduct is that any flyer or information we share, the information has to be 100% true and verifiable. And my worthy opponent, maybe it's an oversight on his part, has been claiming that he personally collected $2 million when he was the treasurer of APPNA in 2022. So that information is a stretch of imagination. I will stop there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think we're running short on time, so that would be the last question.
Dr. Alam, Dr. Emmanuel has raised his hand.
Rebuttal? Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, your 1 minute rebuttal, please. Go ahead.
Just for information of Dr. Kamal, she was the treasurer of APPNA in 2021. When you claim as APPNA 2022 as a whole, is not a personal claim. Fortunately or unfortunately, I was in charge of all the accounts, including flood relief program, the funding. I sent the check with my signatures. I'm not claiming I collected. I claim the BOD collected. I just want to give you the background. I received a call from my extreme friend, Dr. Durrani, when he wants to do this. He said, listen, I'm calling everybody, they're not picking up the phone, can you help me out? So I called all BOD, started writing about it. And one day on Sunday, we raised that money as a BOD. And I give credit to Dr. Durrani, all the team, and Dr. So this I'm not my claim, this is not my claim. Just want to clarify that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, both of you. I think I wanted to ask more questions, but we have to be cognizant of the time restraints. It's 60 minutes that we agreed upon, and I think we have just time left for the closing statement. Amazing answers and a lot of brainstorming. So that's how the educational process is ongoing process, and we're learning, and I've learned a lot from both of you. So I will start with Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, because Dr. America started. Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, your 3 minutes for closing statement.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Alam. Dear APPNA family members, thank you for your time to listening to us. My name is Dr. Joseph Emmanuel. I have served this APPNA in the last 25 years. In leadership role, chairs of different committees, treasurer for APPNA, board of directors member, chair of finance committee. I brought very positive results. Because of our collegial teamwork with 2022, we brought the interest back of APPNA membership. We brought $1 million in finances. The organization which was broke, we brought in financially stable. And this year is more stable. We put APPNA in right track. A lot of effort take place. It's not one-day job. I didn't start it coming and say, hey, I want to be president. I have risen from the rank, from the foot soldier, members of different committees, chairs of different committees. I have tremendous experience. And I'm running for the president on the basis of my experience and my merit. You review my CV and you compare the CV of my esteemed opponent, you will make a wise, informed decision. I'm asking you to vote for me as a president-elect on my merits and my vision for.
There's something wrong with the.
I think it got frozen.
Yeah.
No, I'm not frozen.
Okay,
we can hear you again.
So I want to put APPNA in positive growth by increasing APPNA membership. And I have a plan to increase membership at least 5,000 and more. It will bring more in money and finances by bringing the investors, the sales of booth and sponsorship and advertisement, and we can use that money for philanthropy. I have very close, want to do something about the cornea graft plan. And I want to raise money for the cornea graft project. I talked to Dr. Zafar. I met with him in summer meeting. I promised it that I will raise the money for this. This is a very noble program, and we should do something about it. I want to do the fresh water provision program, providing the fresh water, drinking water to Pakistani people. I want to increase the work of Pakistan NGO, APPNA NGO. I want to work with the Rawalpindi Medical University to make APPNA office bigger. I want to explore the opportunity to get the non-functional cantonment hospital to take over and run it. I want to explore the opportunity to open medical university
20 seconds.
in Pakistan. These are my goals, and I'm asking you to vote on the basis of my work, what I have done in 25 years, my vision for positive growth, and I believe that you will make a wise decision and give me vote across the board. Let us win. Across
Okay.
Times.
Time up.
God bless Canada.
Thank you, Dr. Joseph Manuel. Thank you so much. Dr. Humera Kamar, your 3 minutes closing statement, please.
Thank you, guys. My dear APPNA family, in conclusion, it is an honor and privilege for me to be sitting in front of you today, asking for your vote for running for candidate president-elect APPNA 2024. After serving APPNA successfully for more than 2 decades, as a foot soldier, as a member of the committees, and as chair, I cannot claim that I was a chair of all the committees like my worthy opponent can. I wish people would have chosen me, but I've served in committees. I want to serve in committees. I want to learn how it works and then go on. APPNA is a beautiful tapestry of Pakistani heritage of American and Canadian physicians. We are all bound together with our love for Pakistan, USA, Canada, and our selfless devotion to humanity. When elected, I promised to strengthen APPNA by supporting its chapters, whether in USA or Canada. Towards that end, I will make Thursday night as chapter night during the summer convention to promote and celebrate the beauty and diversity of our chapters, especially Canadian chapters, which include Ontario, Alberta, and Saskatchewan chapters, who have done tremendous service to APPNA and have been historically been neglected. That will be my #1 goal. Make APPNA's office, which is already there physically in the Rawalpindi Medical University in Rawalpindi, Pakistan, fully staffed with a full-time manager, attorney, and accountant. I will work towards establishing a state-of-the-art APPNA hospital in Pakistan, eventually adding a nursing hospital, a nursing school, and medical school to that. This will be a brick and mortar testament to APPNA's commitment to healthcare and education in Pakistan, much needed. Not only that, I will extend APPNA internationally. We can go to Europe, we can go to Africa. APPNA's brand needs to be submerged all over the world. APPNA should work towards developing a network of not-for-profit ambulatory surgical centers in North America, hence providing healthcare and employment opportunities to Pakistani and non-Pakistani people in USA and Canada. When elected, I will hold monthly Zoom meetings with APPNA members to update them firsthand with the work being done in APPNA to personally remain accountable and accessible to all of you, to all the APPNA members. Absolutely discourage negative campaigning and mudslinging in APPNA elections. I am no stranger to such negative campaigning in the past and present. Such negative campaigning fosters disenfranchisement among my members, especially young physicians and young professionals. We just talked about them. If they're watching the debate, I'm sure they will see how collegial me and Joseph were today. And that will go a long way towards convincing them to join APPNA. In this spirit, I make my commitment to opponent, Dr. Emmanuel, that I will not allow any accusations against him despite being privy to certain matters during his tenure as membership committee chair in 2013. I firmly believe that I am better suited to charter APPNA's ship through storms and headwinds. I respect him as a worthy member. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Long live Pakistan. Pakistan Zindabad, APPNA Zindabad. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very, very informative debate. Learned a lot. I think in cognizance of time restraints, we'll have to wrap it up. Thank you for attending. Long live APPNA. Long live United States of America and Pakistan. Zindabad. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.